I'm Jules Gill for WhatCulture.com. That was a terrible zombie impression. This is Josh Brown.
Hello.
And if we're together, it can mean only one thing. It's time for some ham-fisted news. So hit that jingle.
What's that? There's news? Oh my gosh! Guess it's time for Jules and Josh!
Brilliant! And we're back in the room with some brand new gear. You can buy this very, very soon. Plug. I love plugging stuff, mate.
Yeah,
but
you
do. Today we are talking about the resurrection of something more dead than my comedy. It is The Walking Dead, because it will be finished!
It will be finished by Skybound Games, who is not Telltale Games, but they own the IP, and they're apparently trying to work with former Telltale Games staff, particularly the people who worked on the previous Walking Dead games and this one, to get the final 2 episodes out.
I'm shaking I'm shaking my head, right? Not because I'm not excited about this. I'm glad. I'd love to see the Telltale Games finally get that sort of like ending that they deserve and get it closed out properly. But it's just the fact that, okay, put it this way. I've just fired you. I pick up your stuff, right? And I go, oh, that's really, really good. Anyone know how to make this one? Oh yeah, you can have that. And you give it to somebody else and they come along and be like, oh, that's a lot of responsibility. Josh, can you help me with this? That does pang of just being like, guys, come on.
Yeah, it is a little bit, I don't know, a kick in the teeth. It depends which way you look at it, because obviously like, these guys who were working on it are out of work, and I suppose it is a nice little safety blanket in a way to transition into other jobs to, you know, be able to finish this project, have time to look for other work while income is still coming in. But like you said, it is still very awkward and kind of weird, and how much work will be needed to finish these games is unclear. We did a report last week that rumors suggested that episode 3 was essentially finished. That was going to be released. I can't remember actually, but it was very far along. And even episode 4 was quite far along. The first round of voice acting had been completed for that. They wanted to get a playable build out by the end of September, and that was on track. So I don't know how much polishing up to completion these games will actually need. It doesn't sound like a lot, but
I mean, and that makes it even more pang of pain, because it's just a case of if they were that close to being finishing, it just could have gone across the finish line. But still, that is great to know if you are a fan of the Walking Dead Telltale Games, which will now, weirdly, we can't call it that. It will be Walking Dead Skybound Games, which maybe the only reason that they chose that company to take it over is because it kind of goes something games. It's like you couldn't call it like Flippy Drips.
I guess. Skybound do own the Walking Dead IP, so but I don't know. I should have done more research on this, but I don't know if they've actually produced any games so far.
Who knows? Who even cares? So that's the news. Let us know if you're interested in the Walking Dead Skybound games, whether or not you're going to pick them up, whether you're going to support this, because after all, it caused quite a little bit of a stink, didn't it, with the whole Telltale closure? Yeah, Whiffy D. Have you actually dropped one?
I have not. Have you?
No.
Someone has.
It's just this.
It's Scott, isn't it?
It's just this ripe news. Yeah, sorry if we sound a little bit worse for wear. We're still recovering from Scott Telford's stag do over the weekend, and boy howdy,
what a menace.
How can so many orifices still hurt?
I don't.
As always, I've been Jules.
I've been Josh.
You've been awesome. You can buy this t-shirt very, very soon. Plug. I will speak to you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.